music in general, like just making it?
I like music, but I don't have to be in the business to like it. You know what I'm saying? I got relationships with a lot of people in the business. I can speak to them on the phone, I can hang out, I can find out little inside details and stuff like that nobody else might not know, and everything else. But I don't want to be in the stressful headaches of the music business. There's a lot of elements, spiritual and physical, that go on in that business that there's no way in the world I'm getting involved in. You know?
Do you ever like write in your free time just because?
Sure I do. Because it's in me.
Yeah.
It's been like that since I was a little baby. You know what I mean? It's in my blood. Of course I write rhymes.
You got anything to say right now?
No return.
In his most recent interview with the Art of Dialogue, Gene Deal says that Craig Mack was the catalyst that made Bad Boy what it was back in the day, revealing that the Ready to Die album wasn't doing so well in its early stages, and that Craig Mack putting the Notorious Big on the remix of his hit single, Flavor in Your Ear, gave Biggie the momentum and the push that he needed to push his career forward. But jealousy would get the best of Biggie, and he would diss Craig Mack, initiating a beef between the two.
Now, Big was a hell of a rapper, don't get me wrong. But if you look at the numbers and everything, that Ready to Die album wasn't doing good in its first 6 months. You understand what I'm saying? Craig Mack single had blew up, Flavor in Your Ear. You understand? Which made Big jealous of him. You understand? So now they do the remix, and Big dissed Craig Mack on his own song.
Gene Dale believes Puffy orchestrated the beef because he wanted to push Biggie as the face of the company, revealing that Biggie was under Rivera's influence as far as management, style, and dress, using Un's persona to paint a picture of Biggie as a boss, what with Big Papa and Junior Mafia being Un's vision in the first place. He also spoke about how Craig Mack was defiant of Diddy and would eventually that is, leave the label.
It started being some bullcrap because Puff told Craig Mack, yo, if you don't get rid of your manager, you through. So when they got on MTV and they was talking about, yo, him and Big was up there talking about, yeah, we gonna do the Craig Mack album. If you look on their face, you know, Craig looked at him like this, because Craig Mack knew he wasn't doing another album with Puff. You understand? Because Craig Mack wasn't getting rid of his manager. He was loyal like that to his people. So Craig looked up like this, and Big and Puff got this smirk on their face. But he was not coming back to Bad Boy, bro.
The host of the Art of Dialogue brought up the recent Rolling Stones article and the information disclosed within. Here's what Jeannie Dale had to say about that.
He said he had a heart condition. So way back then, Craig was telling people he had a heart condition. So that's what people thought. I didn't know at that time that he had AIDS. I thought it was a heart condition. You understand? And then some years ago, I spoke to Roxy, and she confirmed that with me about the HIV stuff. I wasn't gonna never say nothing about it.
At the end of the day, they would discuss Craig Mack refusing treatment and, as Rolling Stone called it, the Doomsday Cult.
And his wife, she said that he refused to get treatment for it. What would make you do that, man? You understand? I think that he was in that cult, man. And when you in cults and you in those type allegedly cults, religious places and religious things like that, you got brainwashed, man. Because even at that time, certain people was living with HIV. Right, Magic? They was living with AIDS. That's about the same time around Magic Johnson, right? Or before Magic Johnson? Or after Magic Johnson? Yeah, so people was living with AIDS.
Alright, peace. You already know where you at and who you rocking with, right? So let's get to it, man. This whole Craig Mack thing is crazy, dog. It's crazy, man. Am I the only one who feels like his family is wrong for doing the Rolling Stone article? The reason I say that is because if Craig Mack was animate in life against people knowing that he had the illness, then why would they expose that in his death? I mean, be it 6 years later, you know, or what have you. Rest in peace to Craig Mack, by the way. Why would they expose that? Was it for clout? Was it for a check? I mean, what's real? Like Gene Dale, you know, he's been exposing a lot of celebrity gossip that he knows about. He said he wasn't gonna say nothing about it. He said the chick Roxanne, I take it to be Hill Johnson, would be her name. I take it he's talking about her. He said that she told him, but he wasn't gonna say nothing about it. The world, for all intents and purposes, knew that he passed away of a heart-related illness or whatnot, or heart disease is what he was telling folks, according to Gene Dale. Why did they do that? I mean, like I said, I just don't feel like that was right. But I think the bigger story outside of that, well, let's get to that. Before I get to that, I don't have the Rolling Stones article because I'm not subscribed over there. And when you're not subscribed, they won't let you read this, that, and the other. As many of you may already know, because you probably went to try to read it yourself, or you got to read it the one time they let you click on it, you go back and click on it and it's gone, you know. So I got the sources. That's what I do have. I got the sources article on what the Rolling Stone came out with. And that's why I know that what I do as a content creator is not far off as a journalist from what other folks do. Because as soon as Rolling Stone dropped theirs, the source dropped theirs, a bunch of other people dropped theirs on what the source does. And anyway, it says 6 years ago, premier Bad Boy Records artist Craig Mack died from an unknown acute illness that was first believed to be heart-related. A recent article from Rolling Stone has unveiled that Mack's death certificate now reads that the flavor in your ear rapper died from HIV and AIDS-related illnesses. As I said before, I don't feel like that information was pertinent to anything, so I don't understand what the purpose of Roxanne and the sister and the brother, because I believe they're all involved in the article at least, had for dropping that. Didn't make very much sense. It said, published on Friday, August 18th, the Rolling Stone article contained an interview with his first wife, Roxanne Alex Hill Johnson, his daughter Amanda Mack, and his younger brother Andrew Mack, who all opened up about the flavor in your ear rapper's life from his peak at the Bad Boy Records to his final days on his deathbed. Now, this says, I've honestly never seen a human being in that condition before. Andrew Mack said he was catatonic. See, why was that pertinent to anything? I believe he was very much in denial, but that's him living his truth to the end. Now, if that's the case, even if he knew he had it and he was in denial and you knew that and he was living his truth through that, then why would you expose that in this article? I'm just saying, man. He continued, I know that sounds really crazy, but you have to know him to understand that. As much as that bothers me, I understand why he did what he did. He lived his truth. If that's the case, again, then why expose this in this article? That's all I'm going to read about him having an illness or whatnot. But as I said before, as I was getting ready to say before, the bigger story to me is the beef between he and Biggie Smalls, man. Whoever knew that? I never knew that. I never knew he dissed him on his own song. Gene Dale said he dissed him on his own song or whatnot. And that Puffy had put a wedge between them because he really wanted to push Big as the face of the label. But Craig Mack, for all intents and purposes, at that time was the face of the label because his single, Flavor in Your Ear, had blown up to such a degree. That's crazy. Because when I think back on them times, you feel me? I remember Craig Mack before Biggie, absolutely, but I do remember the bottles clicking together. Bad boy, come out and play. That's how that video started, and Big did start it, just like Gene Dale said. And that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? All the politics involved, like you said, it's my hit record. You don't come on my hit record before me, but Big did because of the position that Puff was trying to push him into or whatnot. And in doing so, this Craig Mack on his own song, initiating the beef, man. That's strange fruit. That's strange fruit, man. Him dying broke, I really don't have too much to say about that because it ain't nothing we didn't already knew, man. If Black Rob didn't have much cheddar from the Bad Boy days, and he dropped 3-4 albums, right? I might be wrong, but I know he dropped more than the one album Craig Mack dropped for him, and he didn't have much bread. None of Diddy's artists have money. Let's be clear, man. I think Biggie's mother had to fight for some money in court or something. You feel me? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it, but I think so. None of his artists have no cheddar at the end of the day, man. Word to Fabulous. Watch out, man. We know you writing that for him, man. We know you wrote that Love, all the raps and stuff on the Love album. His punches sound just like you and everything else. Fab, look out, man. I hope you got your checks. Hope you got your checks up, dog, because everybody's suing, man. Everybody's suing, man. I guess really that's all I got to say about that. It was a very, I ain't gonna say it was a very good article because like I said before, I don't agree with them exposing that part of his life. Especially if he didn't, especially if he was against it, even if he was in denial, nah, I ain't got that, it's this, that, another, I could beat it on my own, whatever, I'm just sick, whatever. It's been this long, why expose it not? You know? Peace to the gods and earth. Until we meet again.